What's going on, y'all? It's Andrew coming at y'all with another video again. So as y'all saw for the title, I'm going to be trying different orientations of my subwoofer box in my little Honda Civic right here. I already got the subs out because I was just trying to clean the carpet and whatnot. Had a lot of grass back there. But these are the subs right there. Twist Audio Vortex is 1,000 watts each. You got a Rhino base box, prefab box. But I'm doing this because, like, a lot of people say that if you face it toward the cabin, it'll sound good, but only if it's sealed, like if you ain't got no air gaps. But obviously I can't do that, especially because I have all that right there. I got my secondary battery, which I plan on, I'm finna rewire my whole system because obviously this looks ugly, janky. I'm finna rewire everything with 100% OFC, like 0 gauge. Probably gonna like try to get some green to match the car. But anyways, besides the point, I can't even put the box all the way to the end to have it close to being sealed anyway. So what I'm gonna try to do is have the subwoofer box all the way to the back. So I've seen people do that before, pushing it all the way to the back. So then I'm gonna test it out just to see how it's gonna sound. I'm pretty sure I've seen some videos. I kind of already know, I have an idea of what it's gonna sound like. It's not gonna make the trunk or the back of the car flex as much compared if it's if the subwoofer and the port are facing towards the rear. But I have heard that like you get better sound quality, like you get a punchier bass rather than like the boom, I guess. So I'm gonna try that. So went ahead and took the speakers out because I'm gonna flip them because I've been had them like facing the back already. I'll put in the video what those sound like because y'all probably heard those on my TikTok or YouTube, whatever. But I'll put in some videos of what it sounded like facing backwards. And now I'm about to go ahead and flip them and see what it sounds like. And not gonna lie to y'all, I be forgetting how heavy this thing is. I took it out maybe a couple of days ago, and boy, I was struggling to get it out, but I feel like it's gonna be even harder to put it in because this box is pretty big for a prefab. It's actually very big for a prefab, and these subs are already pretty heavy. Not they ain't super heavy, they ain't no super duper competition subs, but them things probably about 30 pounds each. So 30, 60. The box probably another 40, so that's 100 pounds right there in that big old enclosure. But I'm gonna go ahead and get it in there. Gonna be a pain in the ass, but I'm gonna do it. And this is what I mean, y'all, by having a huge box. I'm over here sweating and huffing and puffing. I'm actually kind of surprised that I can actually fit this box in here, but it's been here before, so I know to go in. But golly, this is hard with one person. All right, y'all, got it in, but boy, that was a pain in the butt, not gonna lie. So first, obviously, just because the port is facing that way, I'm gonna have to let both of these down. Like that little small seat already down. Gotta let this one down too, because if you have the port going straight into the seat and it has nowhere to bounce because it's facing that way, you're gonna go ahead and need to let it down. Whereas if it's facing this way, it has all this room to bounce around the whole trunk and go back forward into the cabin. That's what it's meant for when you're facing it that way. But for this way, you gotta have it as much air going to the cabin as possible because there's nowhere to bounce. It's going straight to you. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that seat down and see what it sounds like. I'm also gonna experiment between having it as far up as I can compared to pushing it back. But I'm thinking that I probably won't have that much room because once the subwoofer start flexing, it might end up hitting that battery up there. So probably gonna have to scoot it back as far as possible anyway. So this is how it's looking like from the front. Obviously, this is not ideal. The cords are too short, so it's just hanging up in the air. Has a little bit of tension, but obviously this isn't like going to be a permanent solution. I just want to try and test what it sounds like before I redo everything, because all this is going to go. That isolator will be over there. The battery will be in that corner all the way in the back, just so it's out of the way. And obviously these wires are going to be fixed. I've had these wires kind of all over the place for a while because I already knew that I had plans of rewiring everything from the front all the way to the back. So I'm not really worried about this right now, but I got everything plugged up. So I'm gonna go ahead and go down like the empty parking lot and test it out. All right, initial impressions while I'm inside the car driving to the parking lot. I ain't gonna lie, I feel like I feel more bass inside the car, but I have a feeling that it's not rattling the trunk as much, which can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on what you want. I know some people they like to feel like they got them gorillas knocking in that trunk, like you feel like just the trunk just doing all this and stuff. And I think that will reduce that. But if you worried about what the subs are going to sound like inside your car, I ain't gonna lie, I think it does sound a little bit better inside. But we gonna go to this parking lot and play it from the outside so you can see what it looks like from the outside. I haven't looked at that yet, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's gonna have more like vibration and flexing up here, but really pretty much nothing in the trunk. But we gonna see though. We gonna see. All right, y'all, so my hypothesis was right. You get a whole lot more bass in the cabin. So if you, that's in my opinion though, I don't, that's just my ear test. I'm not doing no dB testing or nothing because I ain't got one. But you can definitely tell, like with my windshield wipers, them things will boom, 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 boom. That used to happen a little bit, but them things is jumping off of the glass. That never used to happen when I had the subs facing that way, even when I had both of the seats down. So I'm thinking that sound quality wise, you're gonna hear it louder inside the car, but if you doing like a competition with your buddies, you want to see how loud it's banging outside, I don't think it's as loud. But on the inside, I do think that. But y'all, I'm gonna give y'all a little comparison between now and what it was before, and y'all let me know what y'all think. In my opinion, I kind of like this. I gotta drive around with it for a little while to test how I really feel about it, but that's how I'm feeling. And also, if I was to push it up more and seal the trunk off, I do think that I'll get even more like bass inside the cabin. But one thing I do think though, as far as hitting the low notes, the car's flexing more from the inside. But I do think that the low notes resonate a little bit lower facing the back, how it used to. I'm gonna have to do some more testing. But if y'all have any like if y'all have done this before, let me know y'all opinion. Like, do y'all like it facing that way or do y'all like it facing this way? I'm still kind of so and so. I don't know which one I want better, but I kind of like how the whole windshield was like breathing. You feel me? But I don't know. I'm gonna come back to y'all. Maybe I'll do a little week update video after I've had them in like this for a week, and we'll see. But I really didn't expect this. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I thought facing it this way is gonna sound like boo boo, but I actually like it. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all, it's definitely a lot more quiet from the outside. So if you want your subs to be heard, like if you on the street, you got your windows up, this ain't for you. But as you can see, it's not that loud. But if you want to have some real good bass inside the car, this might be what you're looking for, y'all. But look. So as y'all see, it's way louder in the inside. That's my final verdict, y'all. That's my final verdict. All right, I keep saying the video about to end, but I do want to try one more thing. So I do think that it's louder on the inside, but quieter on the outside. But I do want to try letting the windows down and seeing if I can still get that mean punch that I'm hearing in here on the outside. So that's the last thing I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna end the video. I promise y'all. I don't want to make this video too long, but it's pretty cool. Like, I'm experimenting. This is what I like to do. Like, I've did a lot of different things with this these subs. Like, pretty much I done changed everything, especially my door speakers. I done went through probably about 10 door speakers. But I just like to experiment. That's how I learn, and that's how I'm trying to help y'all learn. So, all right, y'all, the windows is down now. All right, with that test, that kind of solidified that I like this better. Cause say, roll the windows up, I don't want nobody to hear my bass, but I still want to be bumping. There you go. But if I roll the windows down, I'm hearing that boom from the outside too. As y'all can see, it's pretty comparable to when I had it facing that way. So I like it for a little incognito. You feel me? So like, I can have it quiet when I want to from the outside, but if I want people to hear me from the outside, roll the window down a little bit. There you go, y'all. So I think this experiment was a success. I like it. Obviously, I got to make it look better because that looks horrible. I'm redoing all that soon. So stay tuned, y'all. One thing I keep forgetting more stuff before I end the video. But one thing I did forget to mention though is one drawback of having the subwoofers facing the cabin is that you have to have them seats down. If you let them seats up, you ain't gonna hear nothing. It's gonna sound quiet on the outside, and it's gonna sound quiet in the inside. The reason I say that is because when the port is facing the seat, it's not gonna, especially if it's real close to the seat, it's not gonna be able to bounce around like it would if it was facing backwards. Because when it's facing backwards, it can bounce off the back of the trunk, top of the trunk, and go through the seats. But if it's facing straight to the seats, it has nowhere to bounce, so it's not gonna be loud. So that's one drawback. So like, say like you live in a apartment complex that people be getting robbed all the time in, like having that out, it's like somebody look through your car, like especially if you don't have tent. I have tent, so I don't have to wear as much. But say you don't have tent, and people look back there, they be like, oh man, he got a whole bunch of stuff back there. I'm about to take his stuff. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Not unless you put your seats up every time you go go inside the house, but you might not want to do that. So that's one drawback. But not unless you just like get a whole bunch of towels, like cover the amps, cover the subs. I guess you could do that, but it's kind of hard to hide it, because especially like you're not gonna have real dark tint on your windshield. Like if you do, you're a maniac. I'm sorry, like having 5% on your windshield, I don't see how y'all do it. Because I got 5% on the back and 20 on the sides, and I can still barely see. So I'm like, how y'all be putting dark tint on the front? I don't know. That's besides the point. But that's one thing I did want to mention, that as far as like the drawbacks, but facing it this way, is that it's hard to keep it private when you're not there, like inside the car. So that's one thing. But other than that, I kind of like the way these sound. I really can't complain, y'all. Like I keep saying, I'm kind of repeating myself at this point, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Along with you having to have the seats down, another drawback, which is for me especially because I have a coupe, I don't have a sedan like most people do, is that I don't have no space now. I used to be able to put my little toolbox on top of the seat. I used to be able to put a backpack back there, even a little suitcase. But now, if I want to still have my base going, I really don't have no room at all now, because obviously that sub's so big in the trunk, you can't put nothing back there, but maybe a little purse or something. And I ain't got no purse. I'm a man. But anyways, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and switch it back. I think switching it back will give me more space, because obviously I have none. And I do like it a little better facing this way, but it's not as practical for me. For me though, so I know people have sedans and stuff. They let their seats down, keep it showing, and they still got a little bit of room. I don't have that luxury, y'all. Cause back here, down here, it's like not even a foot of clearance, so I can't put nothing back there. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and switch it back. But I did like the experiment. I think this is for some people, but this isn't for other people. And for me, practicality wise, I gotta switch it back, y'all, because I want to be able to close my trunk. Especially, I forgot to mention, that's another thing. See, I'm thinking about other stuff too. I can't even lift this up with one hand, but I got in one of my past videos, I'll link it in the description. I actually have a titty panel right here that has 2 6.5s. So them 6.5s are gonna be muffled if I keep the seat down like that. So not gonna be able to do it, y'all. So maybe one thing that I think might be a good idea though, if you know my sub box, it has the port in the middle, and a lot of people, they have, especially with custom boxes, they have the port on the right side. So maybe if I want to keep it facing this way, I could let this seat up so I can still have my 2 6.5s playing like at my ear instead of in the seat, but have that little short seat, that's a little small seat laying down like it is right now. So then I can have the port coming out on that side. Hey, I'm getting ideas, y'all. I can have the port coming out through that hole right there, but still having this side up, and that way, ooh, I'm getting genius ideas left and right, y'all. So look, if I have this up, I have the space to put my toolbox in my suitcase if I need to. I have the opening for the port, and with this being closed, you're not seeing all the goodies, especially that big amp right there, because that amp right there is the biggest one I got between the two. So I had to lift that up. Hey, I got another experiment, y'all, so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. I'm planning on getting me a custom box anyway. Might end up trying to make one for the YouTube, but we'll see though. But this is the last thing. I keep saying I'm in this video, but this is the last time. So peace. Let me know what y'all think about it, y'all.